We always kind of wonder if you can taste the thumbprint and the unique winemaker signature on a suite of their wines. So we're about to do just that. We've got 6 wonderful red wines from one producer, and we're gonna see if we can guess exactly who that is. Hint, one of us might have worked for them. Who knows who it could be, but let's taste through these wines, see what we think, and let's get into it.
This week we're guessing the producer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Unless this jumps out of the glass and one of these is obviously Penfolds Grange or a Unicosello wine, there's a good chance that I'm not gonna know which producer this is.
Wine number 1. Firstly, just a comment, 6 red wines. So we're talking about a red wine producer here. Very Grenache.
Okay, a bit of oak usage in there.
Sitting in the Grenache sort of vibes, this sort of raspberry, strawberry thing. It's a little bit more savory as well. Delicious, savory, lovely tannin, got some nice spices, but it's all wrapped around that lovely kind of core of purple and blue fruits. I think it's a really delicious little wine.
It's savory, it's herbaceous, it's got a bit of tannin. Starting out, is this producer for young people or older people? Or is it older style or newer style wine? So far, it doesn't taste like really edgy, progressive. I don't think it's like some weird Adelaide Hills producer doing like natty stuff.
Very easygoing, amazing sort of balance between structure that is a little bit more brambly and a little bit more tighter, as opposed to something that is like just all sort of raspberry. There's a little bit of savory interest here.
Feels like a Shiraz, that one. I think that I'll have 3 bottles of that, and I reckon it's probably about a $40 bottle of wine.
I'd drop around about 45 bucks a bottle, and I would buy 6 straight off the bat. Very good wine. But it feels like a little Grenache. I'd only want to pay like 30 bucks, but I'd grab 6. I think it's a really delicious little wine.
Wine number 2, it's red again. Hopefully this will put a smile on my face.
Bit darker fruited, a bit more like black currant, blackberries, but a bit quiet on the nose, not the most aromatic. A little, again, the heat is really quite a remarkable thing here. It definitely makes me feel like this wine is Australian.
Smells a little bit brighter, a little bit juicier, more up Henry's alley. Henry speaking in third person after his first taste of wine of the day. Jesus Christ.
Not quite on the palate, just bursts with those kind of like blackberry, blackcurrant flavors. Lovely little supple tannin there as well. Really, really amazing tannin. Great level of ripeness. I do struggle to see this coming from outside of South Australia or maybe like potentially Western Australia.
Definitely a bit juicier. It's giving Grenache energy. Like when I taste Grenaches, typically it's either like a red fruited or a blue fruited sort of thing. This is definitely leaning on the red fruited sort of style. I don't know if I drink it 7 days a week, but I drink it 5, so I'll have 6 bottles of it, 1 left over for the next time I feel like it. I reckon that's a $40 bottle as well.
Again, feeling like quite Barossa, but it's really elegant and refined, so it could be like that Eden Valley kind of verse. I'd happily pay 35 bucks for this. I'd probably only grab 3, but it's a really delicious wine. It's perfectly made. I'd go another 45 and I would buy 6. I think it's a very complete wine. The heat is maybe a hallmark of the variety. Grenache, perhaps. Wine number 3. Deeper, darker, richer, but still like on that kind of red spectrum, but definitely way more intense.
This looks thick, dude. Really sort of like rich person felt velvet purple, you know what I mean? Like this person definitely has like a cigar lounge in their house if they're wearing dressing gowns this color.
Ooh, interesting, okay. There's a decent amount of oak here, which the producer that I had in mind doesn't particularly use a lot of new oak or newer oak. Certainly sticks out here. Again, really quiet aromatically, just like not reaching out the glass.
Pepper and spice and all things nice. It's got like the spice of a Shiraz, but then this sort of like green stemminess, which I tend to associate with Australian Cabernet.
Love the tannin here. Lovely kind of savoriness there. Rich and intense, great structure, lovely savoriness, juicy at the same time. That is a big wine. Chewy, tannic, rich, dense, powerful. That is like ticking a lot of boxes for me. The $65 bracket here, and I'm probably pushing towards 12, mainly because this wine here, just like straight up, has been consumed way, way, way too young. I'd happily pay 50 bucks, but I only grab 3. 3 really solid and well-made wines, there's no doubt about that.
Cabernet, not my favorite of the bunch. I'll have 3 bottles of it. I reckon that's a $30 bottle of wine. I'm being whelmed by these. Not underwhelmed, not overwhelmed, just whelmed.
Wine number 4. Paler. Again, really quiet aromatically. There's nothing really aromatically that intense about these wines.
A little bit of the like freshly oiled deck scent coming through on this one. Smells fresh, but smells oaky.
Back to pretty, back to lifted. Lovely, lovely. Love this wine. Oh, but it's so juicy. Delicious. This is my favorite wine so far.
More eucalyptus, more herbaceous, more interesting, more layered. In terms of the variety though,
Incredible amount of restraint. Could have easily been overblown. Still sitting in this sort of Grenache thing in my head. Not too sure where to go with it when it comes to like producer, but I would pay around about $65 a bottle and I would buy 12.
a little bit lighter in color. Maybe this is a blend of the first couple of varietals. 6 bottles of that, I reckon it's $35.
And I'd happily pay probably $45. I think this is another Grenache number, but it's definitely part of a blend. Very, very delicious. Wine number 5. Very similar to wine number 4. These are pretty hard to tell apart at this stage.
Smells like a bushfire that's just starting. Like the eucalyptus oil like sizzling.
Darker colors here again. More like, you know, deep black currant, dried fig character, but like really subtle. It's not like intense and stewed. It's just like that aromatic quality. So there's still freshness to it. Great tannin. Great power. Like amazing amount of elevage here. There's been maybe an extra year more than others. Feels McLaren Vale, and I do want to err towards the Vanguardist, but these aren't as ethereal as his examples. I'm more thinking Yangara. Bit more structured, but still pretty and like pure fruited as well. Another blend. It's nothing really is screaming variety at me, but I love this. Like I love the style. I love how elegant all of these wines are.
Dude, honestly, I'm struggling so hard to pull differences out of these wines. They seem remarkably aligned with the brand's ethos. 3 bottles, $30. Dude, I feel like I'm absolutely butchering this.
Grab another 3 bottles and I happily pay like $35. Quite impressed with the winemaking here. I think they're all absolutely delicious. If they're really good value, I'm excited. Really, really tasty. Pay around about $65 a bottle and I would buy 12. These last 3 wines are all of this sort of very similar caliber.
This looks fun. Teetering between red and purple.
This one definitely jumps up again in terms of a deeper, darker color. Quite dark, quite intense. Definitely the most aromatically pronounced of the wines. And volatility, like this is everything now. There's a large amount of alcohol here. I know it sounds really weird to say like it's got volatile acidity. What do you mean by pristine? A modicum, like a certain quantity of volatile acidity, particularly with ethyl acetate, so this sort of nail polish remover effect, which sharpens and points up the nose, not in like a burning acetic way, but in a much more sort of pretty floral way.
A little bit of vanilla. Cab again. Dude, producer-wise, honestly, these all just remind me of Penfolds, and that's a producer I know. I don't think it is Penfolds, but I think it's a producer that's Penfolds adjacent.
Oh, wow. That's such a step up from those other wines. It is a kind of leap above them. There's so much intensity there. That tannin's like really all-encompassing, but there's still that great degree of freshness. Wow. A lot of density, a lot of weight, and a lot of power. It's difficult to say that this is balanced. It's just so much power here. And I'm not sure that's going to be for everyone, but if it is for you, you're going to have to pay for it because it's hard to do. $130 a bottle, and I would buy 12. I think the last 4 wines are outstanding. I'd happily pay $100 for this. I think this is really classy. I'd grab 6. I think it's aged really, really well.
I reckon that's the expensive one in the lineup. That's like their top tier stuff. I reckon that's $90. Have 3 of those as well. Those 6 red wines next to each other, to a wannabe enthusiast like me, tasting them blind, they taste real similar. Let's go Penfolds.
They feel South Australian. They definitely feel Australian in particular. That kind of generosity of fruit. So like, it could be Spinifex. Definitely gives me Spinifex energy. Or even something like, it could be like Henschke, because that wine really does scream like Henschke to me as well. You know what, screw it, Henschke, fuck it. I think it's South Australian. It could be from WA, and I think it's Yangara. See how I go. Alrighty, gentlemen, guess the producer.
Yep.
6 red wines, how we feel?
We did one of these without you. Yeah, it sucked because I reckon you would have loved it. I guessed Vanguardist back then, and they ended up being Mayer.
Oh, I was there for that.
You were there for that?
Yeah, you just forgot about me.
I forgot about you. That sounds horrible. And I was tempted to like go down the same path and be like, just keep guessing Vanguardist until we get it, but I ended up guessing Yangara.
Interesting. Yep, fair. What about you, mate?
I thought this was very much so like the scene in The Office where it's like, head office needs you to find the difference between these two pictures. They're the same picture. Like, I really struggled to say many interesting things about the differences between these wines.
Yeah.
Yes.
I definitely felt that this was a more traditional style Australian producer.
Yep.
You've gone Yangara. I went Penfolds. Like
Cool.
Penfolds adjacent. I actually don't think it is Penfolds, but I didn't want to start saying like, oh, I reckon it's Gentlefolk, and then piss off Gareth because he's like, my wines don't taste like that.
Where were you? Where were you?
I think like, we're kind of similar. So we got Yangara, we got Penfolds. I actually went Henschke.
Oh, dude.
Because there's such a sense of elegance about these wines. The only thing that I had with these is like aromatically, they're quite quiet.
Yes.
Like they're not the most smelly things going around. But I mean, I think all the wines are really strong. There was a couple of bangers, but overall, some really interesting wines.
I felt these three had something in common, and then this really sits apart.
That one did stand out. I felt like a moron in this tasting, but that tracks.
That kicks up a notch. All right, let's go. Wine number one. Yum. I drink a lot of this. I felt a little blendy with all of these. But yeah, this one had Grenache energy to me.
I don't know if it's just every time I see 6 red wines in a row, I'm like, one of these is Shiraz. I may as well pull it out early.
I'd be surprised if there wasn't.
At 3 bottles for $40.
I was 6 for 30.
I was, let me look at my notes here, 6 for 45. What do we got? What is it?
I'm revisiting. It's
Steve Pannell.
Oh, Grenache.
Cool.
Damn. So
Cool,
elegance makes sense. Grenache.
Grenache.
$27. Yummy wine.
Yeah.
Cool. Pannell.
I know where we're going now, which is fun.
Yeah. This all makes sense. Wine number 2. Like, I'd pay more for it, but I'd drink less of it.
I'd paid the same for it, but I'd drink more of it. I thought this was Grenache.
I think it is as well. Like,
I'll be very embarrassed if it ends up being the Touriga, I guess, the other week.
That'd be very fun.
It doesn't feel like the Touriga. It doesn't feel like that sort of bacony thing. It's a little bit more forward with oak, and I think it is more. I think it's another Grenache based something or other. I paid the same amount, $45 and 6.
I went Mataro. I went Mourvedre. It had that kind of spiciness to it, but it's still black curranted, but a little bit paler. But yeah, I was 3 for 35.
Yeah, 6 for 40.
6 for 45.
What do we got? We have got Nero Diavola.
What?
Nero Diavola. $30. Doesn't have that kind of acid pop.
What are you doing, Steve? What are you doing?
14.5%, so it's ripe. I'd say that needed to be harvested like a week earlier. Pretty modest acid.
Good price point though.
$30. I mean, that range I think is his value range.
Great price point.
And it's pretty cool. But $30, not bad. Wine number 3, Shiraz Syrah. I thought this was pretty classy. Again, I'd pay a decent whack for this, but I wasn't that excited by it.
Yeah, I was in a Cabernet space. I thought I got a little bit of like green stemminess on this.
Well, I think you're both right. I think
You
it's
think
Shiraz
it's a blend of
Cabernet.
Shiraz Cabernet?
Yeah, that's where I was.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's pretty old school, pretty up and down, and pretty well pieced together. Like everything about this wine, when you tick all the boxes on a feature set, and you're like, yeah, it's good. Is it interesting? It's good.
Nah.
It's not. I don't think it's built to be interesting. I think it's built to be consumed.
I said that a lot about these wines. They're not the most exhilarating wines in the world, but like they are fit for purpose.
I wanted 12 though.
Okay.
And I wanted to pay $65 because I really want it in my cellar.
I was 3 for 50. I was kind of similar, but I just don't want to drink it regularly.
I was 3 for 30.
Montepulciano. I love the packaging.
$29.50.
I would take that wine hands down over the first 2 every day of the week, and everyone should be putting that in their cellar.
It's a very cool wine.
Awesome. The label doesn't match the wine. I'm sorry.
No, it doesn't.
Nah, it doesn't really.
But it makes me want to drink it more.
I'd buy that. If I saw it on the shelf, I'd buy that first.
Yeah, 100%.
Wine number 4. Yeah, we can start to see the step up here, but this was my favorite wine.
I think it's Grenache. And it is awesome, and it was my favorite wine.
As much of my favorite wine as any of the other wines were. I had 6 of this. I had 6th of wine number 2. That was the most wine that I bought out of them. I had like some olive tapenade blendy thing going on here.
The differences here are nuanced.
Yes.
Like they're really nuanced. I don't know, $65 and 12.
45 and 12.
35 and 6.
This is GST. Grenache Shiraz Touriga, which makes a lot of sense. Yeah, GST is very fun.
$31.
For $30, that is really, really good.
These are really good value.
Yeah.
These are really good
I do
value.
reckon this one's going to kick up in price. Surely it has
Surely
to.
it has to.
Has
It will.
to. Going through these wines, I was like, I feel bad because I'm calling them all like 40, 40, 30, 35, 30. I
And
feel
you nailed
vindicated.
it. You nailed it, man. I started to really ramp up. I went another 65 and 12 for wine 5.
I was 35 and 3 for this. Bit of, definitely blendemonium here. Blendemonium, but again, solid wine. But I'm getting to this point with particularly after 5 of these ones, I'm like, these are really similar.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
all really yummy, but they're quite similar.
Yeah, I was just trying to find like one thing in each of them that was slightly different. This one kind of reminded me of barbecue shapes.
This is going to worry me. This feels Tempranillo now.
There you go. Lightning doesn't strike twice.
No,
So,
it doesn't.
one of the great guesses of the show.
Yeah, it's $65 and 12. Likely to be 30.
And 3 for 30.
3 for 35. Tempranillo for $29.
Yeah.
Amazing how much value you're getting from this range.
Just so consistent.
Really good fun. Tempranillo has never been really my favorite variety. Fighting against the urges to hate it, but I continue to persist. But yeah, cool.
Such a fun wine.
This wine is probably the most classy. It wasn't my favorite. I still think that GST is my favorite, but this is awesome.
This is dense, man. That's dense and weighty and powerful.
Is it
and
cab?
Oh, it's Syrah.
I think
Yeah,
Shiraz
fair.
and Scott VA, which is fine. Like that's part of the style.
Sort of burns inside of your nose a little bit.
I think I've been tricked by this. I went to like over $100 a bottle and 12 bottles.
When you think it's a bargain?
It's milky, dude.
It is pretty milky. It is really milky, and now it's kind of got me worried.
I was 3 for 90, thought it was Cabernet. It's probably not anymore. I think it might be Syrah. But the mouthfeel on it, the colour on it, the nose on it, there's more going on there, which means I figure you've got to do more things to it, therefore it should cost more. It's not that I like it anymore. I like these ones earlier, the fresher, sort of brighter
Yeah.
That
styles.
Montepulciano is pretty standout.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
All right.
Yeah, I was 6 at 100, 3 for 90, you were 150.
130 and 12.
This is Field Street Shiraz for $27.
Whoops. There you go. There's a Shiraz that tastes like it should cost more than it does.
Yeah, wow. There's a good sense of elegance there. With boozy, 14.8%. So yeah, it's right, but it's still really classy. But all those ones were $30 and around the place.
Yeah.
That is
So,
such bargains.
so the value's there.
Such bargains.
So really great sense of elegance. Well, I was overshooting for pretty much every single wine here.
good trick by Different Drop on sending these in. Great
Yeah.
trick. Because Steve does a big sort of step up as well in terms of the other. But these, I think we get sidetracked by the really awesome booze. But then you have a look at these and they're like, wow, they're all really, really,
Consistent.
really good for their price point.
Really
Yeah.
consistent.
And which one's the best?
GST.
GST?
GST for me.
GST.
Yeah.
GST.
Suits me. I
Happy
had
with
6
that.
of them. You had a dozen. Do you have a dozen?
A dozen.
Yep, I did.
Cool.
But sheer weight of numbers, it wins.
Well done,
Yeah.
mate. GST
Yum.
wins.
Yeah, 10% off.
10% off.
John Howard.
On Different Drop.